The White Tie Ball is an annual BYU event, and this year's dinner and dance is expected to last longer than just one night. Reporter Sariah Burdge has the story behind a web campaign that challenges the public to take action.
For the past 4 years, BYU Women's Services and Resources Director Lene Valentine has been working to educate BYU students and faculty about stopping and preventing abuse.
We wanted to bring forth the idea about the whole bystander effect and how powerful bystander intervention can be. Just regular people like me and you, anybody, can have a way more powerful influence on curbing violence in our culture if we understood that.
Valentine's team is spreading the word through 5K runs, dating conferences, and even public service announcements like this.
Have you ever seen abusive behavior and wanted to do something,
but didn't? We all play a part in stopping abuse.
Courage has a ripple effect.
Every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little safer.
And the world a little braver.
So say something.
Do something. Have the courage to take action against abuse.
And save a life.
Let's start today, right now.
Be a voice of courage.
Say something, do something. Be a voice of courage.
It's hoped that people will say something and do something, and even visit the Voices of Courage website to learn more. Valentine says the site is full of information from what abuse is to preventing it and even help for struggling victims.
We want our students to know what they can do. If they find themselves in a situation where they're being abused, if they know of a friend or someone else that's being abused, or if they find themselves being abusive.
The Voices of Courage campaign informs the public that abuse is more than physical. It can also be both verbal and emotional. Valentine stresses the power people have as bystanders to recognize the early signs of emotional and verbal abuse and find the courage to say something.
If you speak up and say something, you know, that kind of language really isn't good. It's hurtful to people. And people get the idea that that's not okay, then they're not going to escalate to the really severe forms of abuse.
In addition to public service announcements and the website, Women's Services hosts an annual White Tie Ball where couples enjoy a 3-course meal and learn more about being voices of courage. This year's ball featured the Lifehouse Performing Arts Academy and BYU professor and counselor Tom Golightly. Performer Sarah Fitzgerald described one dance about a victim and the bystander.
It demonstrates that how blind people can be. They just walk past even though they see a person who needs help, but they don't even see it until it's too late.
White Tie Ball guest Catherine Summers learned a lot from tonight's presentation.
I have had some friends who have experienced abuse here and before they came to BYU, and I know what an effect that has had on their lives and how much pain it has brought them, and I think it's very important for everybody to use their voice and to raise their voice.
Women's Services ended the White Tie Ball with dancing and the hopes that guests would pledge to make a difference and be a voice of courage. For more information about the Voices of Courage campaign, visit voicesofcourage.byu.edu. Sariah Burdge, BYU Weekly.